Hello, everyone. Welcome to this talk. I am talking today about my X-ray, financial X-ray. Last time I was talking about the book that I'm gonna read to be financially independent by the end of the year. And it's called Your Money or Your Life. I'm reading that. I think there's 9 steps in there, so maybe I'll make 9 videos to tell you what I learned in every one of these steps. But for now, somebody asked me about my financial X-ray. How did I get there? Because it's really exciting. Like, even though I know I owe $1 million, you know, it's still, I know now that I'm gonna go down from here because I have a X-ray vision towards my goal, and I'm gonna get as close to it as I possibly can. Um, if I don't reach it, at least I'll be like right there anyway. But anyway, to do my financial X-ray, like I said, I was listening to Paola Herrera, and she was talking about it, and she said first you have to write down your actives, which your active is your active funds. What first is the short term, and on the short term you would have your cash, what's in your wallet, what you have in the bank, that kind, like investments where you could grab and it's money, it's liquid money. Then and the same actives would be, and this is where I was like, oh, I'm not doing too bad. This is where you put your long-term actives. That would be things that are not cash but could be converted into cash if you sell them. For example, if you own a house, if you own a car. Sometimes we have like a million cameras on the site because we always want to buy the newest one. You could sell those, have a yard sale, and the money you make there, that's your long-term actives, things you own that you could sell and make money out of it. Anyway, and then once you have those two, you add it up, and you have like a chunk. Like, of course, I have more in my long-term actives than in my short-term actives. I rarely have any money in my pocket. um, so if I have a little bit, it's in the bank. But anyway, it's gonna get big. It's gonna get big, or bigger, or enough, you know. But the second list is the list of your passives, and the passives would be your debt. And then there's a short-term debt, which would be your credit cards, the store cards, um, your utility bills, your cell phone, your um, your gym subscriptions, any kind of subscription would be, they're small, and they're things that take your money on a monthly basis. So you put those down, and then you also have your long term, which are like bigger loans. For example, your mortgage. It's gonna take you 15, 30 years to pay that baby. And then you have car loans, which are usually 5 years. And then you have, just loans that you take because you had an emergency, and you took this loan to, go on vacation, or because you didn't have enough to pay your mortgage, so you took a loan so you could get ahead of the game. But really, when doing that, I've learned that it makes you, you think you're getting ahead of the game, but really it's putting you like deeper in the hole. But regardless, now we know. We're gonna list it, and then we're gonna add it. As we added our how much we have, we're gonna add how much we owe. And then once you do those two, then you're gonna put your active and take away your passive from your active, and that would be, drum roll, your net worth. You know, that is how much money you have. And at this point, there's three categories. There's, at this point, you will find out that you're in the red, which means you owe more money than you make, or you will be flush, where is that's where I found myself, which I was so happy, because even though, you know, I only make enough money to pay what I owe, I'm not in the red. And I really truly thought I was in the red, because I never have money to, you know, I'm always having to go here to pay this or here to pay this, but I'm just happy that I know I have my financial x-ray now, and I know where I'm going. And then, you know, the third area, I went a different direction. Anyway, there's three: the red, where you owe more than you make; the flush, where you make equal to what you owe; and then the third one would be where you pay what you owe and you have a little bit left over. And that little bit left over, we're gonna have to invest somehow, some way, to make it grow. I learned that from Paola Herrera and this other guy, this huge guy that talks very manly. Oh, what's his name? I forget his name. But one thing he said that now it's like in me is, when you have money, you could save it. But he said something like, who is better off, the person that invests and loses some money, or the person that saves all that money? And he says that the person that's better off every time would be the person that invests his money, because even if he invested in something that make him lose a little bit of money, he probably had invested in something that made him some money. And the name of the game is, if you have some money, you have to move it. It can't be still there doing nothing, because you know you have your money because you're gonna be growing it. And I'm not there yet, but that, you just, you know, it's a little seed in my brain that's working. So when I get there, that's what I'm gonna do. I am not gonna just let it sit there. I am gonna invest, because they're doing something right, right? So that's another thing that I started last year, and I haven't done it because I never have the money, leftover money, that I could use to invest. But I'm looking into like how to invest. That way, when I do have a little bit of leftover money, which is gonna be soon, I know what to do with it already. Yay! Anywho, so that is what a financial X-ray is, and I made this little thing, but I don't think it will show, because this is what I made it myself just on the computer. I don't think it shows. Let me turn it around and see if you could see it better if I turn this baby around. There it is. Okay, I think you could see this, but this is what I did. Of course, I didn't put my numbers in there. I don't want you guys to see how good or bad I'm doing, but this is the actives, and it's short-term money in the bank, investments, and then you do a little total right there. And then the long-term is how much your home is worth, how much your vehicle is worth, and anything that you could sell, like cameras, you know, I don't know, weights, tables, I don't know. You could sell anything that you own, you could sell. But anyway, you put your total there, and then you put the totals of those both right here. And then your passive is like your credit cards, utilities, cell phone bills, subscriptions, and you total it. And then your long-term debt, mortgage, auto, other loans, total. And then, total actives minus total passives equals your net worth. And I think that is the coolest because I found out how much I am worth in money. And it's not too bad. It's better than I thought. Oh, and another thing before, I know this is probably the longest video I made, but another thing that I started doing is that you don't, once you do that, now you know your net worth, and now you know if wherever you fall, like I said, I'm not even, I don't feel stressed or anxious or sad. I feel happy because I know, and like I said, it's flush. But once you know that, you have to start working to make it better, get it into the area where you have leftover money that you could invest or use for something that you need. But anyway, these little thingies, they're ledgers from the bank. You can just go when you go deposit or do something at the bank, just say, can you give me a couple ledgers? And then you write here, like everything, like when you get paid, you put it here, and then you know exactly, like to the penny, how much you have cash available on a daily basis. And anything, if you go put gas, you write it down. Today I went to put gas, $45 minus from whatever you had in there. I went to the movies. I know we can't go to the movies yet, but that's one of the things I like to do. And I've saved quite a bunch with all that stuff being closed, but I am happy that everybody's getting vaccinated now, so maybe they'll open up and we could go watch a movie or something, get out of the house. Anyway, just everything you pay, like if you had to go get a loaf of bread because you ran out, put it in here, $5. That way you know exactly. And when you know what you have, then you pay more attention to what you're doing or what you're spending it on, because and it's helped me so much. I've been doing the ledger for a while now, but I didn't know. What was really cool? The long-term things you could sell, because my house is worth a lot of money, and therefore my net worth is a lot more than I thought. I always thought of, I made this much money, but I owe this much money, and that was boom crazy to me, like but now I know that I have a little bit more money than I thought, and makes me happy, and especially that I'm working towards financial independence, which is the goal for the year. I have other goals which I will talk to you about, but this is the main one, because once this goal is met, then everything else is gonna be at the palm of my hand. So I'm happy, and I hope you guys find this useful, because I think this is useful for everybody. Everybody should do their financial x-ray and see where you're at, and then from there, make goals to where you want to be, if that's not where you're at right now. It makes me happy. Hopefully it'll make you happy. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give me a little thumbs up. It helps me make my little heart tingle, feel better, because you love me. Thank you so much. Adios.